somebody asked the other day, well, what do you think is best? What do you prefer, a single shot or a semi-automatic rifles? I like single shot rifles. They have a great use. This particular one is from my grandson Henry, who is just turned 8 years old, and he already goes out with his dad camping and fishing and hunting. Now, technically, Henry can't hunt yet, but when he does, actually, when he is able to take a gun, this will be his first gun. This is a well-known Cooey, which is Winchester, made right here in Canada. Yes, I know it's a surprise to you, but Canada has a fairly large firearms industry. Yeah. And it's a single shot, beautiful, real simple. You got a bolt, you pull it back, you put a bullet in the hole, you close it, and you're ready to shoot. Perfectly safe, can't be fired. I shouldn't do this, but watch. Can't be fired. Because before you can shoot, you actually have to cock. Remember that word? Yeah, you don't hear it much anymore. You actually have to cock. Pull this back. Now it's ready to shoot. I'll pull the trigger. I won't let it slam down. That's not good for a 22 to drive fire. And so then it fires and off you go. And then you go and you pick up your grouse or your groundhog, whatever it is you've shot, and then you're ready for the next one. That cartridge flies out, you put the next one in. Single shot. You get one shot. Now, what's the beauty of a single shot? Well, there are a lot of advantages to single shot. I don't even know if this is all of them, but I'll tell you a few of them. This gun weighs 4 pounds, 3.7 pounds. Yeah, a typical rifle is in the 5, 6, 7 pound region. You put a scope on it, and I didn't shoot that chicken. They'll probably be able to hear that. His typical rifle is 5, 6, 7, maybe more pounds. I've had some big heavy ones over there. This is 3.7 pounds. Great for Henry, but it's also great for carrying around. You could use this as a backpack rifle, put sling on it if you want, and it's nice and light. Number two, second reason I like a single shot rifle is it's accurate. I'm not going to get into the argument that it's more accurate, but technically, theoretically, mechanically, it is more accurate. You put one bullet in, then you close the bolt. Now, the bolt on a single shot can be made to be extremely, made to very close tolerances. So when it closes, it's snug in there. There's no sloppiness at all. And there's no other mechanisms that are messing with it. And then you pull the trigger, the firing pin goes down, that's the cartridge, boom, that's it. So it technically is more accurate. Now, there are a lot of factors in there, the rifle, the bedding, so many more things. But the action itself, single shot action, is technically the most accurate. Okay? And personally, my personal opinion is you only need one bullet. I used to tease my kids. I'd come in from deer hunting, and they would ask me how I made out. They said, well, I got my bullet back. I didn't use it. Now, I usually take more than more ammo than that when I go deer hunting, but it's a bit of a joke. But it is good for learning how to shoot accurately. You got one shot, so you have to take advantage of it. Okay, now let's look at a semi-automatic and see what the differences are, and let me explain. And you can make up your own mind. Here's a semi-automatic, also a 22. These are both 22s. I have singles and semis and many cartridges, but I brought these out just for demonstration purposes. So this is a semi-automatic. It's a well-known brand. It's a Ruger. This is their famous, what's this called? It's got the rotary magazine. I should know the name of it. I can't think of it right now. 1022. This is their famous 1020. It uses a rotary magazine. A semi-automatics, by their very nature, will have some kind of a magazine. We commonly call them a clip that hold the ammunition. And you would load that clip up. Most clips are fairly long, elongated mechanisms. You've seen them lots of times. I'm sure if you watch movies at all, you've seen clips. And full of bullets. This 1022 from Ruger is a little different. It uses a rotary clip. There's 10 bullets in there, but they go around. They're held by a spring, go around. So the clip is very, very short, very compact. Slides into the hole there, and away you go. So it's nice. I like it. It's substantially heavier than this, even without the scope. It is still substantially heavier. 3.7 pounds is very, very light. I will guess that this is probably about 4.2. Whoop-de-doo, somebody says, that's only 4, 5, 6 ounces. Well, I tell you, I've done some wild backpacking from some of my big game hunts up on the top of the Rocky Mountains, and a half a dozen ounces can make a big deal. When you start tearing the labels off the tea bags before you pack them into your backpack to reduce the weight, 3 or 4 ounces makes a big difference. So it's not a big deal, but it is lighter. There are 2 things about the semi-automatic that potentially affect the accuracy. The first is that it has more mechanism. The clip goes in the bottom, the hammer comes back, feeds 1 shell in, you shoot. Now, the mechanism in there will automatically eject that spent cartridge, and a new one is brought up into it, and it closes. All that mechanism moving around to accomplish that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of noise, and a lot more parts to it. Hence, it is heavier. The other thing that about the semi-automatic that a lot of people don't think about is the fact that if you take the same bullet shot from a semi-automatic like this, or shot from a single, the bullet shot from the single will have a greater impact at the target end. Why is that? People say, well, why is that? Well, it's because in order to slam this back to bring the next cartridge in, it uses gases from the bullet. If it uses gases from the bullet to force this back, those are gases that are not forcing the bullet out. It's really simple math. Bullets fired, single shot, cartridge goes, full power. Bullet shot, semi-automatic, cartridge flies out, but some of the gases, some of the power, if you like, is used to bring the next cartridge into place. So very, very slight. Again, it's very slight. May not be a big deal. The other thing is, that affects accuracy as well, is the fact that in order for this to move smoothly, the tolerances aren't quite as tight. Not quite. If the single shot and the bolt and some beautiful, big, very expensive rifles are maybe down to 10,000ths of an inch, where the bolt slides smoothly and goes in and fits smoothly, on a semi-automatic, it will not be that tight. It simply can't be. It has to be light enough that the power from the cartridge will slide it back, and it'll go forward and fit in there properly, bring the cartridge up, and all that. All of that mechanism in there is, I'm not going to use the word sloppy, but it's not as tight a tolerance as with a single shot. Now, I'm not saying that semi-automatics aren't good. I have several. In fact, my other favorite deer hunting rifle is a semi-automatic. Great old Winchester 100 in 243. Comes in 308 and 243. Mine's in 243. We don't need a 308 here. It's more of a long distance heavy hitting cartridge. 243 is great for deer here in Ontario, and it's a semi-automatic too. So I do have semi-automatics. I enjoy semi-automatics. And the last reason, I'm saving this for the last reason why you might prefer a semi-automatic is you're not a very good shot. Now, I don't mean that. You may be a great shot, and it happens. It happened just a little while ago. I won't share the details with you, but you take a shot, what appears to be a perfect shot, at game, good hit, everything works perfectly. Just as you pull the trigger, the animal moves slightly, and you get a bad shot. It can happen. And that's when that quick second follow-up shot, boom, boom, or third, can be worthwhile. I would like to think that you're not buying a semi-automatic so that you can chase deer around the barnyard, or you can keep shooting and maybe eventually one will hit it. No, that's not the reason for a semi-automatic. It's for a quick follow-up shot. That's for what it's for. Anyway, there you go. Just some ideas. Beautiful old single shot, old rifle from the 50s, actually. Quick, simple, safe, versus a semi-automatic. Quick, not so simple. I suppose it's almost as safe, has a standard safety on it, and follow-up shots. So you take your pick. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. I like them both. There you go. I'm not going to pass judgment on either, but there's some thoughts on it. Which is better, single shot or semi-automatic? Now you know some of the ins and outs. Gotta go now. The turkeys are moving. Bye-bye.